Hi everyone. In this video I am going to present a topic on respiratory physiology. Okay, first of all, parts of the respiratory system. Okay, this respiratory system will help us to breathe and brings oxygen into our bodies. Okay, let us start with the upper respiratory tract. Okay, it will include nose. Okay, nose is the first point where the air gets entry into body. Okay, it is lined with a tiny hairs called cilia. This cilia will help us to filter any dust or other foreign particles. Okay, the nasal cavity. After air enters the nose, it passes through the nasal cavity. Okay, this one will moisten and warms the air before it reaches the lungs. Okay, this is the overall representation of a respiratory system. Okay, it will includes trachea, bronchus, bronchioles, lungs, okay, then rib and diaphragm. Okay, the next part is pharynx. Okay, pharynx is also known as throat. Okay, it will connect the nasal cavity and mouth to the esophagus and it will leads to the trachea. Okay, then larynx. Larynx is a voice box, okay, which is located in the upper part of the respiratory tract. Okay, this one is a point where the trachea or the windpipe connects to the pharynx. Okay, then next is lower respiratory tract. Okay, this one will include the trachea. Trachea is a tube that runs from the larynx or voice box to the bronchi in the lungs. Okay, this trachea is also lined with a tiny hairs called cilia. This one will help to move the mucus up and out of the lungs. Then bronchi. Bronchi are the two branches of a trachea that leads to the left and right lungs. Then lungs. Lungs, there are two lungs are there. It is located in the chest cavity on either side of the heart. Okay, this is responsible for bringing oxygen into the body and removing the carbon dioxide. Okay, then alveoli. The alveoli are small sacs in the lungs where oxygen and carbon dioxide are exchanged within the bloodstream. These are all the major parts of the respiratory system. Okay, then this is a diagrammatic representation of a respiratory physiology. Okay, here during the inspiration, the intra-alveolar pressure will be 757 mmHg. Here the lungs will expand during inspiration and the diaphragm will contracts. Then when the diaphragm contracts, the increased thoracic cavity volume, then the pressure decreases, that causes the air to rush into the lungs. Okay, in case of expiration, the diaphragm relaxes and decreases the thoracic cavity volume, then the pressure increases and forces the air out of the lungs. Okay, this is the major respiratory physiology. Okay, this respiratory systems mainly perform two functions. First function is exchange of gases and second function is to regulate blood pH levels. Okay, the lungs and the diaphragm and muscles are involved in breathing. Okay, lungs is a primary organ. They will receive air from the trachea and deliver it to the alveoli. In alveoli only the gas exchange will occur. Okay, then diaphragm. Diaphragm is the muscle located between the chest and the abdominal cavity. It plays a major role in respiration. Okay, as it contracts and pulls down the chest wall and causing the lungs to expand and draw in the air. Okay, then there are two phases are there, inhalation and exhalation. Inhalation means taking in the oxygen, then exhalation means giving out the carbon dioxide. Then the respiratory process. Okay, respiratory physiology is a complex process that involves the exchange of gases in the body and the regulation of breathing. Okay, it also maintains the blood pH. Okay, thank you all.